Hey, welcome to A Watchman's Journal. I'm Diana Larkin. Thanks for joining my live stream. And if you are watching later, welcome as well. It's really important that we know what the Father is saying to us, that we understand his heart. Sorry, I need to adjust a little bit here. Suddenly you go live and it's like, oh, something's not quite right. Well, welcome everybody who's jumping on. I think I saw Montana and Georgia, Massachusetts, Virginia, Southern California. Um, let's see, where else? Anyway, it's really good to have you all. I won't spend a lot of time greeting people so that we can get through all the words. And if you jump on a little bit later, you can always go back and watch the replay, which is a good thing because our schedules just don't always allow for us to watch live. It's a lot more fun because it can be more interactive. You all are on together interacting with each other. Oh gosh, we've got Alaska and Germany. Welcome, welcome. Let's see where else. Indiana, Michigan, Canada, Ohio. As happy apple cider day. Oh, that's precious, Tim. Well, happy apple cider day to everyone. And Gwen said some kind things about my book and ministry. Thank you very, very much. Speaking of my book, maybe I'll do this right now while people are still jumping on. This is my book, The Rescue of the Ages. It is a chronicle of this season that we are living through in the Father's words. And I share commentary and all the things that he has been speaking to us, relevant messages, and kind of grouped in categories. So uh, it's easy to resource. It is going to be a lasting treasure of this season that we have lived through, and even to pass down to generations because they won't understand what we live through because they're going to live in a different world. Praise God. I did want to tell you, I heard from a reader yesterday that she got her book from Amazon and the first 7 pages are missing. Or the first 6, actually. It starts with page 7. So if any of the rest of you experience that, just start a return replacement with Amazon. Explain that there are missing pages and ask for a full copy. Sorry, that was kind of a weird thing. I emailed my publisher to ask her, like, does this happen? And what do I do? Anything about it? But I think that you have to individually address it yourself when it's something you've ordered, but we'll see how she responds. So I emailed her not long before I came live. So, all right. Oh, good to just see you all. There's Ohio. Kathy says, love your book. Thank you. We have Alabama, such a good place. Washington State. All the states are wonderful. They really are. They all have a different flavor, personality, and purpose in God. He sets boundaries for reasons, and they can be used negatively because, of course, the enemy can use anything good and make it bad, but he uses them positively to develop families and strengths because certain states have certain strengths. It's really interesting that I've lived in a number of different states, so I say that from experience. All right, and oh, good, my faithful admin has jumped in. I'm so glad because uh, once I get going, I really can't look at the comments because we would never get done. And I love interacting with you also. I do save the live chat so that I can go back over it once the video is finished and uploaded. So just appreciate you all so much. Our episode this week is entitled The Desperate Lies. Wow. And that is really coming to pass. Well, we're going to start with November 11th of 2025. And that morning I heard more life, more hope than you can imagine. I thought, I like this word already, Father. He said, allow me to lift your gaze from all the darkness that is surfacing all around you. Don't let it discourage you. That darkness is being uncovered and is now very plain to see. From radical false religion, compromised lawmakers, rogue judges, and greedy corporations, the darkness and hatred are coming plainly into the light. This is the answer to your declarations of expose, expose, expose. And I want you to remember that the story does not end with the wickedness winning, nor will I leave your nation sharply divided. That is good news. He said, I will continue to overwhelm the lying media with exposures that cannot be hidden or gaslighted by the deliverer, by the deceivers, on the media mountain. The avalanche of truth that is coming will bury the liars under the weight of all the exposures of deep darkness and death schemes. My judgment and my justice will overpower and steamroll all the bribed judges and wicked gatekeepers. If you listen, stop. He said, my consuming fire will burn through the liars, traitors, and thieves, and they will receive the judgments due them. A deep silence and a time of introspection will fall upon your land as the voices of liars, traitors, and thieves are cut off. Arrows of truth and illumination will strike the hearts and minds of those taken in by the liars. This will cause temporary pain as they realize how wrong and hate filled they had become. In this place of deep revelation of the darkness of their own hearts, the light, love, and forgiveness of my Son will rescue, heal, and deliver them. The result will be transformed lives and a beautiful unity among the people of this land. Look beyond the present darkness and see that the future has more life and more hope than you can imagine. I love that. We're going to do a journal nugget from November 11th. 11/11, of course, is a significant date for me, a number that I've seen. I don't even know when I started seeing it. It has been a lot of years. But November 11th, 2017, 8 years ago, he spoke this to me. Now, this actually appears in my book, but that is the first time it was publicly published because I wasn't publicly sharing my words at that time. They were just in my journal, and I prayed from them and called them forth. But I didn't know there was an army waiting out there for me, and we just needed to find each other. Isn't God awesome? Wow. So this one is called New Day Dawning. A new day is close to dawning for your nation. It will soon be released, just as the sun moves across your nation in the morning. So my Son will rise up and move across your land, bringing righteousness, unity, love, and appreciation for each other. A sweeping cleansing process will precede this new dawn. It will expose ancient corruption, deception, and betrayal in this nation's leaders of every mountain of influence. Keep your heart on restoration, renewal, and reformation. Ask for my choice of leader to be installed on every mountain. Wow, has that word been being fulfilled in these last 8 years? And we are moving closer and closer. Now we have a president who has just called for national prayer as we move into the 250th year anniversary of the founding of our nation. We have cabinet members who most all of them are outspoken believers. I mean, it's really incredible what God has done in these 8 years. We're going to do another November 11th. This one is from last year, 2024. This one is very satisfying. It's called the Trump card. Now, this was after the election, but before he had been inaugurated. And if you remember back, there was a lot of question about what the darkness was going to do to try to prevent him from being sworn into office. But God sent him sailing through. So he said, the darkness has been playing a deadly game to establish their complete control over the world. They thought they had all the winning cards to play: sickness, intimidation, fear, destruction, rigged selections, and bribed and blackmailed gatekeepers. How could they lose? The taste of fresh blood was in their mouths as they anticipated their dark victory and the snuffing out of any light or freedom. They thought I had nothing left to play against them. They knew I had a card that could defeat them, but they thought they could destroy this card. Well, I have had this card protected under the shadow of my wings, and it has become even more powerful and anointed as it stayed in my presence. The time has come to play my trump card, and the world will change. I am laying it on the table for the world to see, and the darkness will fold their cards and try to escape. I have all the exits blocked by the military and my fierce host. No one will escape. They will be held accountable for all their cheating, lying, and murdering ways. Those who fooled much of the world will now become the chief fools. Their corruption and perversion will be on display as I play my trump card. Those who played to win the world to satisfy their greed for power and wealth, and will now be the world's biggest losers. It's time to lay it down for the win. My trump card. Wow, that is such a powerful word. And he means it when he says no one will escape. And I want you to keep that in mind, because some of the trials that we see playing out right now, it seems like crooked judiciary and judges and just dodgy stuff is going on, trying to get somebody off the hook. Don't worry if that happens. What God is doing is exposing rogue judges, bribed prosecutors. So just hang on, because they're not going to get away with it. So we just keep praying for his judgment and justice. Let's move to November 12th, 2025, called Hidden Agendas. The evil empire is implementing hidden agendas to try and sabotage the economic rebirth of your nation. They want President Trump to fail, and they don't care who they hurt in the process if they can stop him from succeeding in his plans to restore and renew your nation. The more President Trump's plans cause the people to thrive, the more their own failed policies and selfish greed are exposed. They forced a government shutdown in order to tank the economy, but that has backfired on them. They have been implementing other hidden agendas to try and stifle economic growth by secret price fixing that causes artificially high costs to the consumer. The darkness is so desperate to cause economic failure that they are willing to sicken and kill innocent consumers of products they have secretly tainted. Their hearts have become consumed with darkness to the point that they are willing to target even the youngest and most vulnerable in our society. Do not put up with these hidden agendas sent to sabotage, sicken, and defeat growth, prosperity, and health. Declare that hidden agendas would be exposed, and that those who planned and those who carried out these schemes would be uncovered. Declare that these hidden agendas would boomerang back onto the senders. Release my angels and hosts to uncover hidden agendas that are planned before they can be implemented. Declare that the secret meetings of the planners of these hidden agendas would be exposed and caught in their evil planning sessions in front of the world. Declare that the whole evil empire would be laid bare, crushed, and be brought into utter ruin. Enough of their wicked hidden agendas and their hatred and rebellion. Declare that darkness and hidden agendas would be crushed, and that life, light, and plenty would abound until the darkness is eclipsed by my golden glory. Wow, that's a good word. That had a lot of action items in it, a lot of things for us to be praying. I do type up action items for every video so that you have the prayer points available all in one place. And also, I will make a copy of every entry that I go over today, and those will both be posted on blogspot.com. So my blog is also on my website. It's a really great place to read it. There's a print button right at the end of the blog, so it's very easy. We will keep blogspot.com just for archives and for some of these bigger files like the action items and all of the journal entries, because our space, we only have so much space that we can put things on the website. So it will have the most current entries. All right, November 13th, 2025. This is our video title, The Desperate Lies. The evil empire is trying so hard to counter the continuing exposures of their corruption and desperate lies. These desperate lies are growing louder and becoming more unhinged by the day. Are we seeing that? Oh my goodness. People are losing it on live TV, on news shows, in the Congress, outside when they're giving a press release. They are losing it. Very unprofessional conduct. And you can see the level of desperation. So he said these desperate lies. Oh, I said that part. Even the most rabid followers of those who spew false narratives are becoming unsettled in their hearts and minds. Their pride in believing they were right has not allowed them to even consider that they might have been listening to and believing desperate lies from those masquerading as good. Even these prideful ones are sensing an uneasiness inside. They're clinging tightly to the narratives they have supported, and you will hear them defending these desperate lies very loudly. But I am telling you that I see the hearts of these indoctrinated masses, and I see the cracks forming that threaten to dismantle the false world they have believed. Work with me here, my army of light. Don't be discouraged by the loud, desperate lies, because they foretell a dam of truth breaking through that will dismantle the desperate lies. I want you to release my angels and hosts to pour fuel on the desperate lies so that they become so outrageous that many will be awakened to see through the desperate lies. Call the flood of truth to break open and to pour over the desperate lies until they are completely covered and overwhelmed with the truth. Declare that my truth and light will prevail over the desperate lies. Decree that the spell over people's minds and hearts that kept them captive to lies would be broken by the authority of Jesus' blood. Release my spirit of truth to flood your land and to wash it clean of the desperate lies. As truth floods in, righteousness and justice will be reestablished. My judgments have gone out into all the earth, and nothing will stop the fulfilling of my purposes to bring in the kingdom age of my golden glory. He's unstoppable, our God is. Let's do a journal nugget from 3 years ago, November 13th, 2022. It's watch party time. Watch them fall. This is another very satisfying one. Faithful warriors, it is now time for a watch party. It's time to watch them fall. The appointed season of judgment is here, and you will see the ones given over to darkness fall, fall, fall. One after another, these formidable foes will be brought down by exposures, unexpected falls, and sudden death. As one after another of these corrupt leaders fall, an awakening will dawn among the people that my sovereign hand is behind this crushing of dark people and their destructive agendas. The season of fall is accomplishing its purpose of stripping the trees of their leaves. Now you will see this happen among those given to evil. They will be stripped of their positions, their wealth, their freedom, and some their lives. The winter will finally settle into quiet awe and a blessed peace as this nation is brought together in unity and union. The spring will bring new life, new order, new abundance, and new purpose for a reborn nation founded on my justice, righteousness, and deep love. The fall of the fall, the winter of hope, and the spring of promise fulfilled will play out before your thankful eyes. Support my plans in prayer and rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Won't we, though? We will. We will be the big rejoicers. November 14th, 2025, a heap of rubble. So that morning, the Father led me to Daniel chapter 2, verses 34 through 35, and this is in the Passion Translation. This is Daniel interpreting King Nebuchadnezzar's statue dream. While you were staring at this statue, Daniel speaking to King Nebuchadnezzar, a boulder broke off from a mountain, but not by the instrument of human hands. The boulder struck the statue at its base and shattered its feet of iron and clay into pieces. Then, all at once, the entire statue collapsed into a heap of rubble. I went, huh, that phrase you just spoke to me is in this Bible verse. Wow. And he said to me, you are privileged to live in the day when you will see the empires and thrones of men partnered with selfish gain and the enemy's dark power suddenly collapse into a heap of rubble. Now, I just was thinking as I'm reading it, I don't remember if I got that title from the Bible verse when I read it or if he spoke it to me first. So I just wanted to make that clear. I don't really remember, but whatever, it's very appropriate and I love it. Okay, although I will use men in the downfall of dark thrones, it will be my righteous right arm of power that enforces the prayer you have prayed for thousands of years. Let your kingdom come, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. I will have a victorious church and a powerful people who live and operate from an ever-increasing kingdom of life and light. When the evil empire is a heap of rubble, my power will fill the atmosphere and it will carry the glory of my kingdom being fulfilled on the earth as it is in heaven. Daniel 2, verse 44. In the days of those kings of iron and clay, the God of heaven will set up an eternal kingdom that will never be destroyed or ruled by other people. It will shatter and bring all other kingdoms to an end, and it will stand forever. And the Father continued, Jesus won back the authority on the cross to re-establish the kingdom on the earth. And it has been growing in size since that victory over sin, rebellion, darkness, and death. His death and glorious resurrection changed the world forever. And now is the appointed time for another seismic shift to take place in my creation. The darkness has gained so many footholds in your day that they thought nothing could turn the tide to my kingdom arising and bringing them to a heap of rubble. I knew I could count on you, my army of light, to join me in rising up against the deep darkness, bringing it down in your blood bought authority and calling in the rule and reign of my eternal kingdom. My suddenly will make your enemies a heap of rubble, and you will rule and reign with me on the earth in the expansion of the kingdom age of golden glory. He has been speaking about the golden glory in nearly every word. That is awesome. He is really emphasizing that to us until it becomes our vision, our hope, our surety. We're going to go back 8 years ago to November 14th of 2017. And again, this is before I was posting on social media. You will look to me. When I move on behalf of your nation, there will be no doubt that I am behind it. You will see secrets uncovered supernaturally with documents and conversations supposedly destroyed, brought to light. Oh, we've already seen that, haven't we? Bags hidden in these dark offices in the FBI buildings. And This will cause the fear of the Lord to sweep across this nation. There will be panic and chaos in the camp of the enemy, and great joy and fulfillment released among the righteous. A new day is coming, so hang on. Continue to pray that my will be done and that my kingdom come. And look to me to fulfill my word and my promises for your nation. The enemy has overplayed his hand and has become so blatant that all can see lying, distortion, and vicious attacks he has orchestrated through corrupt vessels. My light will triumph over darkness every time. I am faithful to my promises, and I am well able to perform my will among men. Rest in my goodness and partner with me in bringing in my kingdom. Amen. All right, November 15th, 2025. Fundamentally flawed. I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. If something's fundamental, it means it's basic, it's part of the foundation. So he is talking about something that is flawed from its inception. He said to any system, any relationship, any government that does not have as its foundation justice and righteousness will be fundamentally flawed. Those fundamental flaws will eventually lead to corruption, oppression, lack, and unhealthy desires that turn into a lust for power and wealth. Part of the foundation of your nation was just, righteous, and dedicated to the expansion of my kingdom. But fundamental flaws crept in through secret societies, financial greed, and selfish ambition. The deadly fruit of these fundamental flaws has now reached maturity, and it is dark and bitter fruit that has caused division, lawlessness, and hatred to creep in until they threaten to take over. Don't despair because of the fundamentally flawed systems, relationships, and governments, because these can be reformed, reordered, and renewed by removing the flaws and shoring up what is just and righteous. What the world needs is not just a revival, it needs a complete reformation from dark to light. This is the big picture of what you have been praying for as you have cried out for exposure of the flaws sown purposefully into your land and for the restoration of justice and righteousness. When the fundamental flaws are removed, freedom and abundance will flood in to bless all. Some areas are so fundamentally flawed that they will be completely removed, and what is raised up in its place will be founded on justice and righteousness. In this harvest season, the fundamentally flawed fruit will be revealed, and as the fear of the Lord floods in this land, justice and righteousness will be chosen to build every system, relationship, and government. Welcome to the kingdom age. All right, November 16th, 2025. A world of hurt or a world of hope. I have established set times and seasons for your world, and now is the time for a great judgment against the darkness and those who foolishly chose to partner with evil, greed, and tyranny. The enemy is frantically trying to change my times and seasons by launching ugly, destructive schemes to stop my rescue and the season of a greater fulfillment of my kingdom on the earth. I laugh at the attempts of the enemy and those partnered with him to stop my season of judgment, justice, and the restoration of all things. You, my faithful remnant, are partnered with me in calling this kingdom era into its fulfillment of life, light, and plenty. All of heaven is partnered with you in bringing in this long foretold season of fulfillment, peace, and plenty. Know this with great certainty. It will happen. My promises will be fulfilled. All those partnered with pride, hatred, and greed are in for a world of hurt, but you are facing a world of hope in the new day that I have promised and that you will see unfold before your eyes. Strengthen yourself in my love, power, and promises. The future contains a world of hope for you. What a good Father. Let's do a journal nugget, November 16th, 2022. It all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. Trusting my character and trusting my timing. If you focus on the events and the circumstances in this information warfare, you'll find yourself on a roller coaster of ups and downs until you're exhausted and disoriented. If an event causes you fear or confusion, bring it to me, and I will help you discern what is operating behind the event. Then ask me how to pray. And as soon as I can, these pages are like glued. Ask me how to pray over an event that troubles you and release heaven's power and strategies into it. It may seem to you that you're helpless against what is happening on the national and international scene, but that is not the truth. As a blood-bought son or daughter of the Most High God, you have untapped power and authority over darkness wherever it is found. Don't stay troubled and confused. Be bold, be strong, be courageous, and declare my faithfulness to my promises and my immense power over the destructive plans of the enemy. You may not understand all that is happening in the camp of the light. Some plans may not sit well in your spirit. Pray for supernatural alignment of all the plans of men, governmental and military, to align with heaven's plans and strategies. The plans that are of me will then succeed, and the plans that are not of me will fall away or naturally come to nothing because it was just a plan of optics to throw off the enemy. Oh my goodness, we've seen so many of those thrown out now. And people like panic and doom and gloom. Oh, it's all over. Oh no. And it's like, wait, just let it unfold. I can sense an optic now from about, you know, 3 blocks away, because if you look for patterns, you will discover them and you won't be panicked anymore. All right. He finishes by saying, my counsel to you is not to get thrown off your assignment by outward circumstances. Set your heart to trusting my character, my faithfulness, and pray from this position of strength. Good advice from our wise Heavenly Father. Okay, November 17th, we're going to do 2024 first, and then we'll end with this year's November 17th. 17, by the way, is overcoming victory. It's one of my favorite numbers. This one is from 2024, a year ago, is roller coaster rides are short. Now I thought, well, that's really an interesting title, Father. What are you going to say? And this is what he said. In the natural, roller coaster rides have twists and turns and dramatic ups and downs. These rides provide a few minutes of heart-pounding, fast-moving adventure. Some will find roller coaster rides exhilarating, and some will find them terrifying. He said, I'm letting you know that the world is about to be taken on a shocking roller coaster ride. The darkness has a roller coaster ride of terror and destruction planned. They are desperate to stop the unfolding exposures of who they are and what they have done. I am going to take their roller coaster plans and turn them to the advantage of the light. The evil schemers do not know that I have disabled the most destructive parts of this roller coaster ride. Instead of twists and turns being deadly, I have inserted shocking twists of disclosures and surprising turns that will bring judgment and justice to those partnered with darkness. Do not fear this wild roller coaster ride because you will be kept safe. My strong right arm is your safety belt. This shocking roller coaster ride will result in the world waking up to the dangerous darkness and choosing to come to the light. Let this encourage you. Roller coaster rides are short. What looks like the peak of danger in this ride will quickly descend to safety and a good destination. A short time of great instability will result in the most stable time of justice, righteousness, and peace that your world has ever known. Hang on for the ride of your life. That's just so good to know. No matter how dramatic and dangerous things look, Father has seen it all. And he said, this ride's going to be short and we're going to land in a good place. We have his promises. All right, let's do November 17th of 2025, a season of triumph. And of course, you know, I love the word triumph because if you take out the I and the H, you have Trump. And he loves to use it that way too. You are entering a season of triumph. The exposures that are pouring out will result in a triumph of judgment and true justice. My judgments will reveal the lawlessness and corruption of those who have partnered with the evil empire. All the areas where they have stolen from you, caused unnecessary death and destruction, will be laid bare. The whole corrupt system of blackmail, fraud, deceit, and bribery will be toppled and placed under your feet. The amount of evil that is exposed will break the back of lying. Let me start that again because I lost my place there. The amount of evil that is exposed will break the back of lying Leviathan media, and my warrior hosts will close his mouths and bind them shut. There will be a season of a lot of soul searching when people realize how badly they were deceived. This will also bring about a triumph of love over the hatred that hell has released. What a shaking wake up call it will be for those who fell into the trap of hatred for those they thought were wrong. It is so important that you do not participate in hating those you believe are listening to the wrong voices. Break the cycle of hatred by viewing people with my eyes and asking that the Spirit of truth and my illumination angels would visit them with the truth as revelation, not just information. Don't retaliate with hate when it comes against you. Instead, sow love into the atmosphere and stop the harvest of hate that leads to murder. Enter into a season of the triumph of justice over lawlessness and love over hatred. This will make this season of triumph both personal and corporate. Peace and prosperity will be the harvest of this season of triumph. Wow. We're just going to, what President Trump has said is we're going to get tired of winning. I think the Father has so many triumphs for us that we are going to be continually rejoicing. Well, those were a powerful set of entries for this week from my journal and from journals from past years, and just love that you all joined me. And yes, Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet, which is always a blessing to me too. Always see South Africa. Awesome. I love South Africa. Been there twice. No, I've only been there once. I went in Australia twice and South Africa once. It's an absolutely tremendous nation filled with such issues, foundational issues that only God can step in, and He is going to, because there is such promise, such richness in the land and the people. And I know that someday it will be a triumph to God's glory too. I have a very good friend named Janice that I wish we could correspond more often, but every now and then we fly each other an email and catch up. So it's a blessing to have friends from all around the world. My girls started that because they all did YWAM, Youth with a Mission, and they met people from all over the world, and they went all over the world. And so we have international friends, and it's been a huge blessing. And it gives you a peek into how other nations and cultures live and appreciate their strengths and pray for their weaknesses, just like they do for us. So it is going to be a blessing. Yahoo! Well, let's end in some prayer. Thanks all so much for joining me. I love you all very, very much. I feel you have my back, and I just want to do my assignment, which is to keep you encouraged and strong. And you are responding beautifully to God's words to us. So thank you, and well done, Army of Light. Father, thank you for this time together. What a blessing to be with these people that you have gathered from around the world to form an army that carries your power, your words, your glory, and your love. And we thank you that we are living in a day when we will see unfold before us the kingdom age of your golden glory. We thank you that we are living now. We ask that you continue to strengthen us to finish well this battle, this fight, and that we are not going to fall into fear and panic. We are going to be steadied by your sure love, your sure power, and your sure promises to us. And now I just lift before you all that are dealing with trials right now, because the enemy's throwing everything he can, try to distract and deflect us. And we just say, those plans aren't going to work. We release your warrior hosts to battle back all the attacks that have been sent against us. And we release powerful healing, miracles of healing, and miracles of finances, and miracles of light, and restored relationships and love into our lives. And we thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. Love you all. Hard to tell you goodbye, but I guess we need to. Bye for now. May you be blessed with his peace and strength. Great glory. Bye.